हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल शॉर्ट इन क्लासेस विद रेनू। स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम कैलाश चंद्रा का वॉल्यूम 24 और ट्रांसक्रिप्शन नंबर बैक ऑफ 519 करेंगे। स्टार्ट। इन ए सिचुएशन वेयर ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग इज बीइंग हाईली टैक्स्ड, leaving no scope for further taxation to raise the revenue resources, the finance minister invented a new concept in the form of excise taxation on all luxury goods produced in our country for sale or other commercial purposes, and thus made it logically a sound proposal. The battle against the prices, which was started about a year back, has become more favorable because of the number of bold measures taken by the government to bring down and slacken the price rise. The finance minister has correctly emphasized the need to boost the climate for savings and investment by offering a number of incentives like exemption from wealth tax for a period of 5 years for the new companies engaged in priority industries, and also by offering a special incentives for investing corporate savings in new companies producing fertilizer, paper, cement, etc. Sir, much is said about no relief being given to corporate sector, but it is not true, as the government is really concerned over their financial problems and would like to give whatever corporation possible to them in the present circumstances. For example, the dividend restrictions have been loosened, and the Act will also be suitably amended. Sir, similarly, there are a number of welcome gestures for middle class people, like higher house rent allowance, travel concessions, higher permissible deduction for contribution to provident fund and life insurance premia, etc. A proviso for deduction of expenses for higher education of children per individual having an annual income up to rupees 24,000 is also noteworthy. Sir, all these savings oriented income tax relief provisions no doubt deserve merit. Sir, I would like to make some observations. First is that the bonus for non-withdrawal of provident fund by government employees should be extended not only to the public sector but also to the private sector employees covered by the provident fund scheme. It is very necessary today to see that the large number of another point is regarding the number of complaints we hear about the cumbersome procedure involved in the issue of licenses, permits, etc. If this procedure could be rationalized, it will stop to a considerable extent the underhand dealings that are prevalent at present. Sir, another problem is the rise in market borrowings at an alarming rate. Although the working of the public sector has considerably improved in the last few years, much more is yet to be done to reach the target of efficiency. The public sector undertakings have to be geared to become profit oriented.